heading toward Earth for repairs. We got upgrades, coffee, and a full war fleet. Instead, Captain Hyun's antenna twitched nervously as another warning light flashed red on his control panel. The Twilight Wanderer was dying, and he knew it. Smoke drifted through the corridors, and the air smelled like burning metal. His crew of 15 had been working non-stop for 3 days just to keep the ship moving forward. "Captain, we have lost another power cell," his engineer reported through the crackling communication system. "Life support is now at 34%. We have maybe 6 days of breathable air left." Hyun clicked his mandibles together, a sign of frustration among his people, the Caltherians. The pirate attack had been brutal. They had escaped with their lives, but the ship had taken massive damage. The nearest repair station was 3 weeks away. They would all be dead long before they reached it. "What about the emergency beacon?" Hyun asked. "No response, Captain. We are too far from the main trade routes." Hyun looked at the star map floating in front of him. There was only one option nearby, though he hated to admit it. Earth. The human planet. He had heard stories about Earth. The humans had joined the Galactic Council 83 years ago, but most species still considered them primitive. Their technology was basic. Their repair facilities were slow. Their understanding of proper ship maintenance was minimal at best. But they were the only option. "Pilot Nari," Hyun said, turning to the human sitting at the navigation console. She was young, barely 30 years old by human standards. She had been assigned to his ship as part of some council exchange program. Hyun had not wanted a human on his crew, but the council had insisted. "Yes, Captain?" Nari looked up from her console. Her dark eyes were tired but alert. "Set course for Earth. Maximum speed." Nari's expression changed immediately. She sat up straighter, and something that looked like relief crossed her face. "Earth? Really? Do we have another choice?" Hyun's voice came out harsher than he intended. "No, sir. But Earth is a good choice. Our repair facilities are excellent." Nari's fingers moved quickly across her controls. "I am sending our distress signal now. Earth traffic control will respond within minutes." Hyun doubted that. In his experience, human efficiency was an oxymoron, but he said nothing. The ship lurched forward, struggling to maintain speed as it headed toward the small yellow star that humans called Sol. To his surprise, a response came in less than 2 minutes. "Distressed vessel, Twilight Wanderer, this is Earth Traffic Control. We have received your emergency signal. Please transmit your damage report and crew manifest. Medical and repair teams are standing by. You are cleared for priority approach to Luna Orbital Shipyard." Hyun's antennae stood straight up in shock. That had been fast, very fast. And the voice had been calm and professional, with none of the fumbling he expected from humans. "They sound organized," he muttered. Nari smiled slightly. "We try, Captain." The next few hours passed slowly. The Twilight Wanderer limped through Earth's solar system, and Hyun found himself staring at the view screen in growing confusion. The system was busy, very busy. Dozens of ships moved in organized patterns. Satellites orbited every planet. Massive structures floated in space, their purposes unclear but their construction impressive. "Is all of this human-made?" he asked. "Yes, sir," Nari replied. "Earth has been busy since we joined the Council." As they approached Earth's moon, Hyun saw the shipyard. It was enormous, easily 10 times larger than he had expected. Dozens of ships sat in various stages of repair or construction. Hundreds of workers moved around in spacesuits. Automated drones carried materials back and forth with precision. "This cannot be right," Hyun said. "The Council records say Earth has basic facilities only." "The Council records are 80 years old," Nari said quietly. "We have improved since then." A new voice came through the communication system. "Captain Hyun, this is Engineer Tae. I will be supervising your repairs. I am bringing my team aboard now. Please open your starboard airlock." "Already? We have not even docked yet." "No need to dock for initial assessment, Captain. We work faster that way." Hyun watched through the external cameras as a small human shuttle attached itself to his ship. 6 humans in sleek spacesuits entered through the airlock. They moved with confidence and carried equipment that looked far more advanced than what Hyun expected. Engineer Tae removed his helmet as he stepped onto the bridge. He was a man in his 40s with graying hair and steady hands. His eyes swept across the damaged control panels with the look of someone who had seen everything before. "Bad damage," Tae said simply. "But not the worst I have seen. We can fix this." "How long will it take?" Hyun asked. "The nearest galactic repair station quoted me 2 weeks for this kind of damage." Tae pulled out a small device and started scanning the ship's systems. His team spread out, checking different areas with quick efficiency. They worked in complete silence, communicating through hand signals and small nods. It reminded Hyun of how military units operated, not civilian repair crews. After 20 minutes, Tae looked up from his scanner. 3 days, he said. 3 days? Impossible. The reactor core is cracked. The life support system needs complete rebuilding. The navigation array is 3 days, Tae repeated calmly. We will start immediately. First, we move you to repair Dock 7. Then we stabilize life support. Then we work on the reactor. Your crew can stay in our station quarters. We have accommodations for Caltharians. The air mixture is already being prepared. Hyun felt his world tilting. Everything he knew about humans was wrong. They were not slow. They were not incompetent. They were not primitive. There is one more thing, Tae added, almost as an afterthought. While we are fixing the major damage, my team noticed several inefficiencies in your engine design. We can upgrade them. Make your ship run better. No extra cost. We always include improvements with our repairs. Improvements? To Galactic Standard engines? Tae smiled slightly. Captain, with respect, Galactic Standard is not very high. We can do better. Much better. Another human appeared at the airlock. She was young, with bright eyes and a friendly smile. Hi, I am Dr. Sora. I am the xenobiology specialist. I am here to make sure your crew is comfortable during repairs. We have prepared quarters for you on the station. Also, would anyone like coffee? We just made a fresh pot. Coffee? Hyun had heard of it. A human beverage, supposedly addictive. It is traditional, Sora explained. When guests arrive, we offer coffee. It is how we welcome people. Hyun looked around his damaged bridge. He looked at the confident humans moving through his ship with easy competence. He looked at Nari, who was smiling with barely concealed pride. Yes, he said finally. I will try this coffee. As he followed the humans toward their station, Hyun realized something important. He had come to Earth expecting primitive repairs from a backward planet. Instead, he had found something completely different. Something the galaxy had not prepared him for. Earth was not what anyone thought it was. And that realization both excited and terrified him. Heading toward Earth for repairs, we got upgrades, coffee, and a full war fleet. Instead, the coffee was incredible. Hyun did not want to admit it, but the dark liquid that Dr. Sora had given him was unlike anything he had ever tasted. It was bitter and sweet at the same time. It made his mind feel sharper and his body feel more awake. Within minutes of drinking it, he wanted more. This is very good, Hyun said carefully. Sora laughed. Everyone says that. Coffee is one of Earth's greatest exports now. Half the galaxy is addicted to it. We grow it on 17 different colonies. They sat in a large observation lounge on the Luna orbital shipyard. Through the massive windows, Hyun could see his ship being carefully moved into a repair dock. Human workers swarmed around it like organized insects. Their movements were precise and coordinated. No wasted motion, no confusion. Hyun's crew sat at nearby tables, also drinking coffee. Most of them looked as surprised as he felt. His first officer, a being made of crystalline structures, was already on her third cup. Captain, she said in her musical voice, this beverage is remarkable. The humans say they drink it every day, multiple times per day. It seems inefficient, Hyun replied. Why not just take a stimulant injection? Because coffee tastes better, said a new voice. Hyun turned to see a human woman in a military uniform approaching. She was older, perhaps 60 years by human standards, with short gray hair and sharp eyes. Her uniform bore the rank insignia of an admiral. Behind her walked two other humans in similar uniforms. Captain Hyun, the woman said, extending her hand in the human greeting gesture. I am Admiral Yuna, Earth Defense Force. Welcome to Luna Station. Hyun awkwardly shook her hand. Humans liked physical contact for greetings. Most species found it strange, but Hyun had learned to tolerate it. Admiral, Hyun said, I did not expect military personnel to greet a simple merchant captain. You are not just any merchant, Yuna replied, sitting down without being invited. She poured herself coffee from the pot on the table. You were attacked by the Red Fang Syndicate. That makes you interesting to us. You know about the Red Fang? We know about everyone who operates in this sector, Yuna said calmly. We have been tracking the Red Fang for 6 months. They have hit 3 of our colony ships, killed 47 people. We have been waiting for the right moment to respond. Something about the way Yuna said respond made Hyun's antennae twitch. There was weight in that word. Promise. Threat. Before he could ask more, Engineer Tae entered the lounge. He carried a data pad and looked pleased. Captain Hyun, I have good news. We have completed our initial assessment. The damage is extensive but straightforward. We will have your ship operational in 3 days, as promised. That still seems impossible, Hyun said. Tae shrugged. We have good equipment and experienced teams. Also, I want to show you something. He activated his data pad, and a holographic image of the Twilight Wanderer appeared above the table. Different sections glowed in various colors. Red areas are critical damage, Tae explained. Yellow is moderate damage. Green is functional. Now, while we are repairing the red and yellow areas, we noticed your engine configuration is outdated. You are using the K-47 reactor core, yes? It is standard galactic issue, Hyun said defensively. It is 40 years old, Tae replied gently. We have better designs now, human designs. If you permit us, we can install upgraded components. Your ship will be 30% faster and 40% more fuel efficient. No additional cost. Why would you do this for free? Tae smiled. Because we like to show off. Also, when you tell other merchants about Earth's repair services, we want you to be very impressed. Admiral Yuna laughed. Tae is modest. The truth is, human engineering has advanced significantly in recent decades. We have improved almost every piece of technology we received from the Galactic Council. We just do not advertise it much. Why not? Hyun's first officer asked. Strategy, Yuna said simply. Let me ask you a question, Captain. What do most species think about humans? Hyun hesitated. He did not want to be rude. Please, be honest, Yuna encouraged. Most species think humans are new to space, enthusiastic but inexperienced. Your technology is considered basic. Your military is thought to be small and untrained. Exactly, Yuna said, nodding. And we encourage that belief. But why? Admiral Yuna stood up and walked to the window. She pointed at the shipyard below, where dozens of vessels were being built or repaired. Because underestimation is a powerful weapon, she said. When people think you are weak, they leave you alone. They do not see you as a threat. They do not prepare defenses against you. And when the time comes to act, they are completely surprised. A chill ran down Hyun's spine. He was beginning to understand. The humans were not primitive. They were hiding their strength deliberately. Captain, Yuna continued, would you like a tour of our defensive installations? As a courtesy, of course, you are our guest, and we are proud of what we have built. Something told Hyun that refusing would be unwise. I would be honored, Admiral. Over the next several hours, Admiral Yuna showed Hyun parts of Earth's defenses that made his blood run cold. The tour began at the surface defense grid. Hyun had expected old missile systems and basic laser batteries. Instead, he saw weapons that made galactic military technology look like children's toys. These are railguns, explained a young human named Minho, who worked in weapons research. We accelerate metal projectiles to a fraction of light speed. No shields can stop them because they are not energy weapons. Just solid mass moving very, very fast. Hyun watched a test firing. A small metal rod was launched from the surface. It hit a target satellite in orbit within seconds, completely destroying it. How many of these do you have? Hyun asked weakly. On Earth alone? About 4,000, Minho said cheerfully. We have more on Mars and the outer colonies. The tour continued. Hyun saw training facilities where human soldiers practiced combat in zero gravity. He saw shipyards hidden inside asteroids. He saw manufacturing plants that produced military equipment at speeds that should have been impossible. But the worst part came when Admiral Yuna took him to a classified observation deck. Through the window, Hyun could see deep space. At first, he saw nothing unusual. Then, Yuna handed him a special scanner. Look again, she said. Hyun looked through the scanner and nearly dropped it. Ships. Dozens of them. Hundreds of them. Warships of every size, hidden in the darkness of space. Stealth technology made them invisible to normal sensors. They had been there all along, and he had not seen them. This is just one fleet, Yuna said quietly. We have 5 more in different locations around Sol system, all of them hidden, all of them ready. This is a full war fleet, Hyun whispered. Multiple war fleets. How did the Galactic Council not know about this? We reported everything properly, Yuna said. We filed all the correct paperwork. We listed every ship in the official registry, but we listed them as research vessels, merchant ships, and system defense craft. The Council never bothered to check if our definitions match theirs. They saw what they expected to see. A primitive species with a small defensive force. Hyun's mind was reeling. Why are you showing me this? Admiral Yuna turned to face him directly. Her expression was serious. Because the Red Fang Syndicate is about to learn a hard lesson, she said. And we want witnesses. We want the galaxy to know what happens when you attack humans or our friends. Your ship will be ready in 3 days. We are giving you upgrades and repairs for free. In exchange, we ask one thing. What? Come with us when we hunt the Red Fang. Watch what we do. Then tell everyone what you saw. Hyun's antennae trembled. He realized he was not just getting repairs. He was being recruited as a messenger. The humans wanted him to spread the word about their true capabilities. I accept, he said, because there was really no other answer he could give. Admiral Yuna smiled. Excellent. Now, let us get more coffee. You are going to need it. Heading toward Earth for repairs, we got upgrades, coffee, and a full war fleet. Instead, the next morning, Hyun woke up in his guest quarters with a headache. He had drunk too much coffee the previous day. Dr. Sora had warned him about that, but the beverage was too good to resist. His crew had the same problem. They were all becoming addicted to the human drink. A message appeared on his communication panel. Admiral Yuna wanted to continue the tour. Hyun groaned but got ready. He was beginning to realize that the Admiral's courtesy tour was actually a carefully planned demonstration of power. He met Yuna in a transport shuttle. With her were 2 other humans he had not met before. One was a woman in a military uniform with the rank of colonel. The other was a young man in civilian clothes who carried several electronic devices. Captain Hyun, Yuna said. Meet Colonel Hana. She commands our Special Operations Forces, and this is Kwan, our intelligence officer. Hana nodded at Hyun. She was small for a human, but something about her eyes made Hyun nervous. They were the eyes of a predator. Kwan smiled and waved. Nice to meet you, Captain. I have been reading about Caltharian culture. Very fascinating. The shuttle left Luna Station and headed toward Earth. Hyun watched through the window as they descended through the atmosphere. Earth was beautiful, with blue oceans and green continents. It looked peaceful. But Hyun now knew that appearances could be very deceiving when it came to humans. They landed at a military facility in a place called Geneva. The base was enormous, stretching for kilometers in every direction. Thousands of humans moved around in organized patterns. Military vehicles drove on designated roads. Aircraft flew overhead in precise formations. This is Earth Defense Command, Yuna explained, our central military headquarters. From here, we coordinate all defensive operations across human space. She led Hyun into a massive building. Inside was a command center that made galactic military facilities look outdated. Holographic displays showed every ship in the Sol system. Computers tracked thousands of data streams simultaneously. Officers worked at stations with quiet efficiency. We monitor everything within 50 light-years of Earth, Quan explained. Every ship, every communication, every energy signature. We know when someone enters our territory before they know we noticed them. That seems excessive, Hyun said. That seems necessary, Yuna corrected. Humans learned a long time ago that information is the most important weapon in any conflict. We know things about the Galactic Council that the Council does not know about itself. She touched a control panel, and a holographic star map appeared. Red markers indicated various locations. These are all the Red Fang Syndicate bases we have identified, Yuna said. 17 in total. The main base is here in the Crimson Nebula. It is protected by natural radiation that scrambles sensors. They think it is safe. The Council has been trying to find that base for years, Hyun said, shocked. The Council looks for bases using traditional methods, Quan said, adjusting his glasses. They send scout ships and analyze trade routes. We use different methods. We hacked their communication network 6 months ago. We can read every message they send. We know their supply chains, their leadership structure, and their plans. You hacked them? That is illegal by Galactic Council law? Yuna finished. Yes, we do not care. They killed our people. Now they will face consequences. Colonel Hana stepped forward. Captain, would you like to see a training exercise? My teams are practicing boarding procedures this afternoon. Hyun agreed, though he was not sure he wanted to see more. They took another shuttle to a training facility built inside a mountain. Inside was a full-scale replica of a ship, complete with corridors and rooms. This is a mock-up of a Red Fang vessel, Hana explained. We built it based on intelligence data. Watch, she signaled to her team. 20 humans in black armor appeared from nowhere. Hyun had not seen them approach. They moved like shadows, completely silent. Within seconds, they had breached the ship mock-up. Explosions echoed through the space, followed by rapid gunfire. The entire exercise took less than 4 minutes. When it ended, every target inside the mock ship had been neutralized. The human team had suffered 0 casualties. That was, Hyun struggled to find words. That was terrifying. Hana smiled. That was basic. You should see our advanced teams. How are you so good at this? Hyun asked. The Council has been at peace for 300 years. How do humans know how to fight so well? Yuna's expression turned sad. Because humans have never been at peace, Captain. Before we reached space, we fought each other. For thousands of years. We had wars that killed millions. We developed weapons that could destroy our entire planet. We learned strategy and tactics through blood and suffering. That sounds horrible, Hyun said. It was, Yuna agreed. But it taught us lessons. Lessons that species who have always been peaceful never learned. We know how to fight. We know how to win. And most importantly, we know how to be absolutely ruthless when necessary. They returned to the command center. Admiral Yuna brought up more displays showing Earth's military capabilities. Hyun saw weapons he did not recognize, strategies he did not understand, technology that should not exist. The Galactic Council fights by rules, Yuna explained. Honorable combat, declared wars, formal surrender terms. We studied those rules carefully. Then we learned how to break them in ways that are technically legal but practically devastating. Why have you hidden all of this? Hyun asked. You could demand more respect from the Council, more territory, more resources. Because we do not want those things yet, Yuna said. We joined the Galactic Council to learn, to understand how the galaxy works, to identify threats and opportunities. For 83 years, we have been watching, listening, and building. Now, we are ready. Ready for what? Ready to show the galaxy who we really are. A young officer approached Admiral Yuna and handed her a datapad. She read it and smiled. Perfect timing, she said. Captain Hyun, your ship repairs are complete. Engineer Tae says the Twilight Wanderer is running better than new. Your crew can board at any time. Already? It has only been 2 days. We are efficient, Yuna said. Now, about our agreement. We are deploying against the Red Fang Syndicate tomorrow. You and your crew are welcome to join us. You will be perfectly safe. We have assigned a destroyer to protect your ship. Hyun's antennae twitched nervously. Part of him wanted to refuse to take his repaired ship and leave Earth as quickly as possible. But a larger part of him needed to see what would happen next. The humans were about to do something unprecedented, and he wanted to witness it. We will come, he said. Excellent. Yuna stood up and offered her hand again. Welcome to the war, Captain Hyun. As they shook hands, Hyun wondered what he had gotten himself into. The humans had shown him incredible technology, devastating weapons, perfect training. But he had not yet seen them in actual combat. He had not seen what they could really do when they decided to be ruthless. Tomorrow, he would find out. That night, Hyun could not sleep. He stood in the observation lounge of Luna Station, drinking coffee and staring at Earth below. The planet looked so peaceful, so beautiful. It was hard to believe that it held such dangerous inhabitants. His first officer joined him at the window. Captain, she said softly, I am frightened. So am I, Hyun admitted. The humans, they are not what we thought. No, they are much more, and much worse, and perhaps, if we are lucky, much better. What do you mean? Hyun turned to face her. The galaxy has been peaceful for 300 years, but that peace has made us weak. We have forgotten how to defend ourselves, how to recognize threats, how to respond to violence. The humans never forgot. They remained strong even while pretending to be weak. Do you think they will conquer the galaxy? No, Hyun said after thinking carefully. I think they will protect it, whether the galaxy wants their protection or not. His first officer sipped her coffee. This beverage really is addictive. Yes, Hyun agreed. Like everything else about humans, once you experience it, you cannot go back to how things were before. Below them, Earth rotated slowly. Somewhere down there, humans were preparing for war, preparing to show the galaxy what they could do, preparing to end the Red Fang Syndicate in a demonstration of overwhelming force. And Hyun would have a front row seat. Heading toward Earth for repairs, we got upgrades, coffee, and a full war fleet. Instead, the Twilight Wanderer felt different. Hyun noticed it the moment he stepped back aboard his ship. The engines hummed with a deeper, more powerful sound. The lights were brighter, the air felt fresher. Even the corridors seemed cleaner, though he knew that was probably his imagination. Engineer Tae met him on the bridge, wearing a proud smile. What do you think, Captain? Tae asked. Hyun sat in his command chair and looked at the control panels. Everything had been repaired, and many systems showed efficiency ratings he had never seen before. This is remarkable, Hyun said honestly. The ship feels alive again. It is better than alive, Tae said. Check your engine output. Hyun pulled up the engineering display. His eyes widened. The reactor was running at 140% of its previous capacity. Fuel consumption was down by 38%. The faster-than-light drive could now reach speeds that should have been impossible for a ship of this class. How did you do this? Hyun asked. We replaced 47 components with human-designed alternatives, Tae explained. We also reconfigured your power distribution network, and we added some new features. Your shields are now 30% stronger. Your sensors can detect ships twice as far away, and we installed a coffee maker in your crew quarters. A coffee maker? You will thank us later, Tae said with a laugh. Now, the fleet departs in 2 hours. Your ship has been assigned to Formation 7, protected by the destroyer, Soul's Pride. Follow their navigation beacon, and you will be fine. After Tae left, Hyun gathered his crew on the bridge. They all looked nervous. They were about to witness something that no civilian crew had seen before. Humanity going to war. We are observers only, Hyun reminded them. We stay back. We watch. We survive. And then we tell everyone what we saw. Understood? They all nodded, though fear was clear in their expressions. 2 hours later, the deployment began. Hyun watched through his view screen as the human fleet emerged from hiding. Ships appeared from behind the moon, from asteroid fields, from the darkness of space itself. They had been there all along, invisible and waiting. The flagship was a massive vessel called the Inchen's Fury. It was 3 times larger than any Galactic Council warship Hyun had ever seen. Weapons bristled from every surface. Its armor looked thick enough to stop a meteor strike. Behind it came destroyers, cruisers, and dozens of smaller attack craft. "How many ships are there?" Hyun's first officer whispered. Hyun counted quickly. 153. "No, wait. More ships are still appearing. Sweet stars, there are so many." A communication signal arrived. It was from the Inchen's Fury. "All vessels, this is Fleet Commander Day. We depart for the Crimson Nebula in 10 minutes. Maintain formation, follow navigation protocols. We will arrive in 18 hours. This is not a training exercise. This is real combat. The Red Fang Syndicate has attacked our people. Today, they learn what that costs." Commander Day's voice was cold and professional. There was no anger in it, no passion, just absolute certainty. Hyun found that more frightening than any shouting would have been. The fleet moved as one. Every ship followed its designated position perfectly. No confusion, no delays. They accelerated to faster-than-light speed together, and Hyun felt his ship pulled along with them. The journey took 18 hours, as promised. During that time, Hyun learned more about human military organization. The fleet communicated constantly, but in ways that were encrypted and compressed. Kwan, the intelligence officer, sent regular updates about the Red Fang Syndicate's status. "They have no idea we're coming," Kwan reported cheerfully. "Their sensor network is focused on Galactic Council ship signatures. Our ships do not match any known patterns, so their computers ignore us. By the time they realize what is happening, it will be too late." Hyun spent much of the journey on the bridge, drinking coffee and watching the human ships around him. The destroyer, Seoul's Pride, stayed close, its weapons always pointed outward, protecting the Twilight Wanderer from any potential threat. He noticed something interesting. Every human ship had the same symbol painted on its hull, a blue planet with white clouds. Earth. They were proud of their home world. They carried its image into battle like an ancient warrior might carry a family banner. 16 hours into the journey, Admiral Yuna called Hyun for a private conversation. "Captain," she said, her image appearing on his view screen, "I want to explain what you are about to see. The Galactic Council fights wars according to strict rules. They demand surrender first. They minimize casualties. They take prisoners and treat them well. These are good rules for civilized species. But humans do not follow these rules," Hyun asked. "We follow them when dealing with civilized opponents," Yuna said. "The Red Fang Syndicate is not civilized. They are murderers and thieves. They kill innocent people for profit. They attacked our colony ships and left no survivors, including children." Her voice remained calm, but Hyun saw anger in her eyes. Deep, cold anger. "So, we will not offer surrender," Yuna continued. "We will not minimize casualties. We will destroy their ability to threaten anyone, ever again. And we will do it in a way that sends a message to every other criminal organization in the galaxy." "What message?" Hyun asked, though he thought he already knew the answer. "Do not touch humanity or our friends. The price is too high." The conversation ended. Hyun sat in silence, thinking about what was coming. The humans were not going to the Crimson Nebula to arrest criminals. They were going to make an example of them. 2 hours before arrival, the fleet began final preparations. Human ships checked their weapon systems. Soldiers put on their combat armor. Medical teams prepared for casualties. Everything moved like a well-rehearsed dance. No wasted motion. No panic. Just calm, professional readiness. Kwan sent another update. "Captain Hyun, I am sharing our tactical display with you. You will be able to see everything that happens. Consider it educational." A new screen appeared on Hyun's control panel. It showed the Crimson Nebula and the Red Fang base inside it. The base was large, built into several asteroids and connected by docking tubes. Around it floated more than 200 pirate ships of various sizes. "They have more ships than you do," Hyun said nervously. "They have more ships," Kwan agreed. "We have better ships, better weapons, better training, better strategy." Numbers are not everything, Captain. Sometimes quality defeats quantity. The Council always says that fair fights are the only honorable way to do battle. Quan laughed. Humans have a saying, if you find yourself in a fair fight, your tactics are bad. We do not do fair fights. We do overwhelming force against surprised enemies. It works much better. 30 minutes before arrival, Commander Day gave final orders. All ships, we exit faster than light speed in 6 different locations simultaneously. Formation Alpha hits their sensor array first. Formation Beta eliminates their long-range weapons. Formation Gamma targets their communication systems. The rest of us destroy their ships. Remember your training. Stay focused. Complete your objectives. Make Earth proud. Hyun's hands gripped his chair arms tightly. His crew was silent, watching their screens with wide eyes. This was it. The humans were about to show what they could really do. The fleet dropped out of faster than light speed. Through his view screen, Hyun saw the Crimson Nebula appear. It was beautiful, with swirling red clouds of gas and dust. But he barely noticed the beauty. He was staring at the human fleet as it spread out in perfect formation, surrounding the pirate base from every direction. The Red Fang Syndicate did not even have time to raise their shields. All weapons, Commander Day said quietly. Fire. The battle had begun. Heading toward Earth for repairs, we got upgrades, coffee, and a full war fleet. Instead, the Crimson Nebula lit up like a star going nova. Hyun watched in stunned silence as the human fleet opened fire from 6 different directions simultaneously. The weapons were unlike anything he had seen in Galactic Council warfare. There were no elegant energy beams, no colorful plasma bolts, just brutal, devastating efficiency. Railgun rounds tore through pirate ships before their shields could activate. Nuclear missiles detonated in clusters, creating overlapping blast waves that overwhelmed defensive systems. Laser arrays cut through hull plating like hot knives through soft butter. And some weapons Hyun could not even identify. Weapons that made ships simply stop working and drift dead in space. What are those? Hyun asked, pointing at several pirate vessels that had just gone dark. Electromagnetic pulse weapons, Quan explained, through the communication channel. His voice was excited, like a teacher showing a favorite lesson. They release a burst of electromagnetic energy that fries all electronic systems. The ships are intact, but nothing works. No weapons, no engines, no life support. Very effective. The Red Fang Syndicate tried to fight back. Their ships fired desperately at the human fleet. But their shots went wild, missing targets or bouncing harmlessly off human shields. Meanwhile, every human shot hit exactly where it was aimed. They cannot target us, Quan continued. We are using electronic warfare to jam their sensors and guidance systems. To them, we are ghosts. They are shooting at shadows while we destroy them with precision. Hyun noticed something else. The human ships moved in perfect coordination. When one ship moved forward, others adjusted their positions to maintain overlapping fields of fire. When a destroyer needed to reload weapons, a cruiser immediately moved to cover that sector. They fought like a single organism with many arms. Formation Alpha, sensor array destroyed, a voice reported calmly over the fleet channel. Formation Beta, long-range weapons offline, another voice confirmed. Formation Gamma, communications jammed. They cannot call for help. Commander Day's voice came through, still cold and professional. Excellent work. Boarding teams, you are clear to proceed. Hyun watched as dozens of small human craft detached from the larger ships. They were assault shuttles, carrying Marines to board the pirate base. The shuttles moved fast, weaving through debris and weapons fire. Several pirate ships tried to stop them, but human destroyers eliminated those threats within seconds. Colonel Hana is leading the boarding operation, Quan said. You met her yesterday. She's very good at her job. The assault shuttles attached themselves to the pirate base like parasites. Hyun saw brief flashes of light through the windows as the Marines breached the hulls. Then nothing. The cameras could not show what was happening inside. But the results spoke for themselves. Within 10 minutes, sections of the base began shutting down. Weapons stopped firing. Hangar doors opened, releasing the air inside. Lights went out one by one. Base secured, Colonel Hana's voice reported. Resistance was minimal. We have captured 417 pirates, including their leadership. 23 casualties on their side, 0 on ours. Acknowledged, Commander Day replied. Secure them and prepare for transport. The space battle was already over. Of the 212 pirate ships, 147 had been destroyed completely. 63 were disabled and drifting. Only 2 had managed to escape into faster-than-light speed before the human fleet could stop them. The entire engagement had lasted 47 minutes. Hyun felt sick. Not because of the violence, though, that was disturbing enough, but because of the efficiency. The humans had not just won, they had dominated. They had taken apart a powerful criminal organization like a surgeon removing a tumor. Clean, precise, unstoppable. Captain Hyun, Admiral Yuna's voice came through his communication system. Please join me aboard the Inchin's Fury. I want you to see something. A shuttle arrived to transport Hyun to the flagship. As he crossed the distance between ships, he looked at the debris field that had been the Red Fang Syndicate. Bodies floated in space. Shattered ships tumbled slowly. Emergency beacons flashed uselessly, calling for help that would never come. This was what human warfare looked like. This was what happened when you made them angry. The Inchin's Fury was even more impressive on the inside. Everything was clean, organized, and efficient. Crew members moved with purpose. Weapons were being reloaded. Damage reports were being filed. Medical teams were standing by, though they had no casualties to treat. Admiral Yuna met Hyun in the command center. Around them, holographic displays showed the complete tactical situation. Every ship, every prisoner, every piece of debris. The humans had won so completely that they were already organizing the cleanup operation. 47 minutes, Hyun said quietly. Yes, Yuna agreed. The Red Fang Syndicate has been operating for 15 years. The Galactic Council has tried to stop them dozens of times. We ended them in less than an hour. How? Because we do not fight the way the Council fights, Yuna said. The Council sends warnings. They offer chances to surrender. They follow rules of engagement. We studied those rules, and we realized they only work when both sides agree to follow them. The Red Fang never followed any rules, so neither did we. She pulled up a recording of the battle from the flagship's perspective. Watch carefully, Captain. We hit them from 6 directions at once. We destroyed their sensors first so they were blind, then their weapons so they were helpless, then their communications so they could not coordinate or call for help. Then we eliminated their ability to escape. Finally, we offered them exactly one choice: surrender or die. Most of them died, Hyun observed. Most of them chose to fight instead of surrender, Yuna corrected. We gave them the option. They made their choice. A young officer approached and handed Admiral Yuna a data pad. She read it and smiled. Captain Hyun, I have something to show you. Follow me. They walked through the ship to a detention area. Inside, hundreds of pirates sat in cells. They looked defeated and terrified. Among them, Hyun recognized several faces from Galactic Council wanted posters. These were some of the most dangerous criminals in known space, and they had all been captured in a single operation. We are turning them over to the Galactic Council, Yuna said. They will face trial for their crimes. Justice will be served. Why did you not just kill them all? Hyun asked. Because we are not monsters, Yuna replied. We are soldiers. We fight when necessary. We kill when we must. But we also show mercy when we can. These pirates will face trial. They will be punished according to law, and the galaxy will see that humans can be both terrible and just. They returned to the command center. Yuna poured 2 cups of coffee from a pot that seemed to be always available on human ships. Captain Hyun, she said seriously, you have seen what we can do. You have witnessed human military power in action. Now comes the important part. You need to go back to the galaxy and tell everyone what you saw. They will not believe me, Hyun said. Some will, some will not. But the word will spread, and when it does, things will change. The galaxy has been peaceful for 300 years because no one was strong enough to threaten that peace. But peace without strength is just waiting to be broken. Now the galaxy knows that humanity is strong, strong enough to protect peace, strong enough to punish those who break it. Over the next several days, Hyun watched as the human fleet organized its victory. They salvaged useful technology from the destroyed pirate ships. They transferred prisoners to secure transport vessels. They collected evidence of crimes for the trials that would follow. Everything was documented, recorded, and filed properly. When the work was done, the fleet returned to Earth. Hyun's Twilight Wanderer traveled with them, still protected by the soul's pride. During the journey back, Hyun spent long hours writing his report. He tried to find words to describe what he had seen, but everything sounded inadequate. How could he explain that humans were not the primitive species everyone thought? That they had been hiding their true capabilities for decades? That they had built a military force that could rival the entire Galactic Council? When they reached Earth orbit, Hyun prepared to depart. Admiral Yuna came aboard his ship one final time to say goodbye. "Thank you for your hospitality," Hyun said formally. "Thank you for being our witness," Yuna replied. "Safe travels, Captain. And remember, Earth is always here if you need repairs again." "Or if I need allies," Hyun asked. Yuna smiled. "We prefer to think of it as friendship, not alliance. But yes, Captain, humanity values its friends, and we protect what we value." The Twilight Wanderer departed from Earth's orbit. Hyun set course for the nearest Galactic Council outpost. He had a story to tell, and the galaxy needed to hear it. 3 weeks later, Hyun stood before the Galactic Council Assembly. Hundreds of representatives from dozens of species listened as he described what had happened. He told them about the repairs, the upgrades, the coffee, and finally, the overwhelming force he had witnessed at the Crimson Nebula. Many council members did not believe him. They thought he was exaggerating. Some accused him of being paid by humans to spread propaganda. But others listened carefully, remembering their own interactions with Earth. Remembering trade deals that seemed too good. Technology transfers that helped humans more than expected. Peaceful agreements that now looked like strategic positioning. "The evidence is clear," Hyun concluded. "Humanity is not primitive. They are not weak. They have been preparing for 83 years, and now they are ready. The question is not whether they are strong enough to matter. The question is what the galaxy will do now that we know the truth." The council debated for weeks. Some species demanded restrictions on human military development. Others proposed formal alliances. A few even suggested preemptive action against Earth, though those voices were quickly silenced when someone pointed out what had happened to the Red Fang Syndicate. In the end, the council did what bureaucracies always do. They formed committees and scheduled more meetings. But the galaxy had changed. Everyone now knew that Earth was not just another member world. It was a power, a force, a species that could fight and win against anyone who threatened them or their friends. And in his quarters on the Twilight Wanderer, Captain Hyun sat drinking coffee from the machine that Engineer Tae had installed. He smiled as he thought about his journey. He had gone to Earth for repairs. Instead, he had witnessed the birth of a new galactic power. And he had learned the most important lesson of all. Never underestimate humans, especially when they offer you coffee.